What's up, folks? Back once again to talk to you about another movie I seen. This movie is called Death Wish 3. I never seen this before. I think the only Death Wish I seen before, I guess the ones I seen, um, part 4, I seen that one. Haven't seen 1 or 2. I seen 3 recently, and this is the one I'm talking to you about today. So this one takes place in New York City. Starts off, Charles Bronson is riding back on Greyhound into New York City. New York City was the location of the first film. So he's going to see a friend. So while he's, riding back to New York on the bus, they switch to an apartment building. And, this weird gang, looked like they were rejects from the cast of Breaking or B Street, breaks into this old guy's house, start, whooping on him, beating him up. Turns out it's Charles Bronson's friend, because once Charles Bronson gets off the bus, he makes a phone call, and he calls this guy, and while he's calling him, one of the breakdancing gang banger crews or whatever they is, they pull the phone out of the wall. So, he gets suspicious, jumps in the cab, heads right up, heads over there as fast as he can. But by the time he get there, they already, killed the guy. Somebody hears gunshots, calls the police. So it seemed like as soon as he gets there, the police get there. Of course, they arrest him. While he's arrested, somehow the police captain, oh yeah, you the vigilante guy. Oh yeah, you that guy. So he kind of like makes a deal with him and like, hey, we'll let you go. We'll turn your back. We let you do what you do. You can kill these gang banger breakdancing looking fools, but just give us credit and let us get a bus whenever you can. So he lets him go. Bronson goes back to the apartment, meets up with another guy, another old man who knew the friend. Old man, give him the lowdown on what's going on. So this whole neighborhood is being um, terrorized by this weird looking gang. And I mean, I call it a weird looking gang because it's one of those movie gangs where they put everybody in the gang. You got black people in this gang, white people, Puerto Ricans, Italian people, Irish people, all kind of just something just unrealistic. Because usually if you had these little gangs, it'd be separate groups. It wouldn't be everybody in just one gang. But in this movie, it is, and it's led by this weak looking white guy who wouldn't scare nobody. So he's a head of this some blonde, blue eyed, malnutrition looking dude, and he's supposed to be the leader of this gang. So anyway, Bronson does his thing. Um, doing he does some funny stuff like he buys a car to use as bait. So when these guys break in the car, he just goes outside and just blows them away. Then step back into the house and finish his dinner and stuff like that. So everybody else in this neighborhood is scared of this gang and stuff like that. So he kind of shows the people how to fight against the gang and set up booby traps because these guys run up in these people's houses whenever they're not there and all that kind of stuff. So the action is pretty good. They got some unrealistic stuff jumping off in this. Like while he was in jail, just after he made the deal, they got this female public pretender Like she wants to, I want to represent you. You know, you could have been, you can press charges against the cops and all this stuff. Of course, he don't want to do it because he just made the deal with the police, so he can go and just, kill these gang bangers whenever he wants to. So he don't want to make the deal. So, but somehow from that one meeting, this woman public defender finds him and try to ask him again. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, oh, well, let's go on a date. Come to my house and I'll make you dinner. Just out of nowhere, just seeing this guy just only one other time, and she want to make a date with him. He agrees to go on a date. Then he goes back into the to some action. So while he's there, whooping up on the gang members who, to me, they ain't really all that dangerous because none of them seem to have any guns or anything like that. He's like 160-year-old dude, and they can't do nothing with this dude. Can't do nothing with this dude. He's one dude, 160-year-old dude, and he's whooping on him, slapping him up, and all this stuff. Then he orders this Magnum Clint Eastwood kind of gun, the one he's holding in his picture, and he really goes to town with him on that and stuff like that. One shot, he blowing holes in them bigger than doorknobs. You seeing clean right through. So he's doing all that, and at no point does it ever indicate that this gang has any guns until there's one scene, sort of like after he goes on a date with the public defender. They end up getting intimate and all that stuff. And all of a sudden she falls in love with this guy again. Only seen this guy 2 times. So they go out for ice cream or something like that. He leaves her in the car in this neighborhood where he just, irritated, antagonized a bunch of gang bangers. They fire on her. They take the brakes off the car, and the car goes down a hill and hits another car and blows up. Then he really goes to town on them at that point. And so there's a scene in the alley where it's just him, chasing the gang bangers. They leave him in an ambush. At this point, the leader of the gang banger, he pulls out an M16. No, excuse me, a MAC-10. I'm like, okay, you had a MAC-10 at all this time. Obviously, you guys got guns. You got this one guy coming after you. At no other point did you decide to use the gun. So he using the MAC-16, MAC-10, shooting it, not hitting it. You can't hit a 60-year-old old man with a MAC-10. The only thing he was able to successfully do is make Charles Bronson drop the gun. So Charles Bronson dropped the gun, and he climbed up a fire escape, gets up on the roof. So suddenly they revert to, okay, we just gonna send one guy after him, one guy without a gun. So of course he gets to the roof. Charles Bronson kind of like sneaks up behind him and pushes him off the building. So then we get to the climax. So the climax of this scene, all of a sudden the police, they've been letting him do what he wanted to do. All of a sudden, everybody wants to come in now. We find out that all the people who was being terrorized by this group have guns. Matter of fact, the old man who was friends with his friend who got killed got this gigantic Gatling-looking gun, and they got all these guns, and they being terrorized by a group who apparently only have 2 or 3 guns. Nobody wants to do anything until now. So the citizens of the neighborhood are able to fight back against the gang. Charles Bronson is doing his thing. The police officer who made a deal with him, he out there with Charles Bronson, shooting up people. It gets to a scene with a with a weak looking white guy who was the gang leader is in the house. Charles Bronson appears to shoot him. Uh, he gets back up. Oh yeah, I got on a bulletproof vest. So he raises up his gun to shoot Charles Bronson. Just then, Charles Bronson he pulls out a rocket launcher and shoots the guy with the. He shoots this dude with a rocket launcher, blows him to smithereens. And when his the people who was under him see that, the other breakdance looking gang bangers, they decide to just, okay, we gonna stop because this guy got killed. We gonna stop doing our gang banging or whatever it is we doing and just run away. And that's the end of the movie. Charles Bronson, takes his bags and walks off, and I guess he's headed to L.A. because that's where the fourth installment takes place. Overall, is good action if you can just, get through the parts that are just, unbelievable. Like, you got, gangs made up, these multi-diverse gangs, looking like breakdancers, having no guns. People who got guns, they can't fight off people who don't have no guns. If you can get past that and get past out of the blue romances for no reason, just to have a romance in the movie. The action is pretty, it's unbelievable, but it's entertainment. It's an entertaining movie. Again, it's unbelievable, but it's very entertaining and is watchable. It'll make you laugh because just some of the stuff is just so unbelievable. Why can't somebody with a Mac 10 shoot one 60-year-old dude? But other than that, it's entertaining movie. I say, yeah, if you got a few minutes of time you want to spare, it's a good watch. Not great, but it's entertaining. And sometimes with movies, you just want them to be entertaining. They don't have to be great. They don't have to make too much sense. The premise makes sense. I mean, we have vigilantes, but it's an entertaining movie. I give it out of if I'm grading on like a 1 to 10, I give it about a 6. Death Wish 3 with Charles Bronson. Check it out. Peace.